Hey everyone, welcome back to another recap podcast from SNXweave, where we give quick weekly recaps of news and important updates from the previous week from the Spartan Council, core contributors, and Ambassador Council. Let's get started. There's not much to update on Base this week, so let's get right into last week's meeting. Cav started a discussion about SIP 366 for asynchronous delegation. As a reminder, this SIP proposes adding functionality such that markets can require liquidity providers to first declare an intent to change the amount of collateral delegated and then process it after a configurable delay. Even though this SIP was approved in February, Cav is concerned that the implementation would add a lot of complexities to an already complex LP system. He acknowledges that it solves a problem worth solving, but is wondering if there's an easier solution. The current solution would introduce an intent-based system for collateral delegation, which adds a second stage to the process, with the primary goal being able to reduce adversarial LP activity. Fief added that the reason this solution was chosen was also to relax some of the price check burdens at LP entries, since having stricter price check requirements would substantially increase gas costs. Cav is just concerned that the added complexity may turn away prospective LPs. Caleb added that the time to implement such a change would be now, at the beginning of the V3 deployment, rather than waiting until many users, integrators, and LPs are already using V3. More to come here. There were also several SIP presentations last week, so let's briefly review them. The first was SIP 387 to create a new perps market listing framework for automated listing across all networks. Presented by Danny, this proposal outlines a framework for automatic perps market listings that bypasses the current proposal process based on a set of strict guidelines. The SIP would allow the presentation process to be bypassed in the event that an Oracle and centralized exchange perp listing are already available for a new proposed listing. The primary motivation is the ability to list markets faster without having to wait for the scheduled weekly SIP call. Much of the risk management heavy lifting is done in the SECP parameter setting anyway, and none of the past 10 or more market listing proposals have been flagged for an issue that would have otherwise been missed without a presentation. There will still be some lead time between the initial proposal and SECP approval, which should leave ample time for community discussion. The next presentations were SIP 388 and 389 to add support for a number of new collateral types to Arbitrum V3 LP. Also presented by Danny, these SIPs propose the addition of EtherFi's Wrapped ETH, Aave's ARB USDC, ARB Wrapped ETH, ARB Wrapped BTC, and ARB USDT, and Lido's Wrapped Staked ETH as LP collateral on the Arbitrum V3 deployment. These proposed collateral additions were originally in a single SIP, but the EtherFi asset was separated in case there was a timing conflict with their Season 2 points program for integrators. The addition of these yield-generating collaterals as LP would allow prospective LPs to provide collateral to back perps V3 while also maintaining exposure to their yield-generating assets. As with the other proposed addition of collateral types, the majority of the debt pool would have to remain USDC to maintain appropriate levels of exit liquidity for traders. Caleb flagged that the liquidity of each asset on whichever chain they're being supplied on, in this case Arbitrum, would also limit the LP caps for that particular asset. The last presentation of the night was SIP 390 for a minimum credit patch in perps v3. Presented by Caleb, this SIP proposes patching the minimum credit calculation, which was flagged in audit, by incorporating the escrowed SNX USD margin deposited by traders into a perp market. Caleb explained that this is a minor correction to a calculation of the amount of LP that should be available at any given time to support the OI caps. It has not been an issue on Base since the caps are fairly underutilized, but the calculation update would ensure there's always enough collateral available so that traders could exit with their P&L plus margin whenever they choose to do so. And that's it for today's updates. Be sure to check out our weekly recap blog post, share this podcast link, and let us know what you think and what you'd like to hear more about from SNXweave. Thanks for listening.